Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Traders Arena. This is episode 8 of our Crypto Weekly Review. It's Sunday morning, morning for me at least. Good morning or good evening wherever you guys are. I know we got a lot of people on the other side of the world from me, so good evening to you. It's pretty fun that I get to actually hang out with people from all over the world really through here, which is cool. I like these communities for that reason. I think we're doing a pretty good job of representing from all parts of the globe, which brings me to actually we got a special guest today too. So real quick before I get started, I want to introduce of course Paul J's here with me, and then today we got a guest with us, Bleeding Crypto. So hey, you guys here to say hi?
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for having me on your show. I really appreciate it.
Cool. Thanks for coming on.
Hello. I'm here.
And Paul's here, of course. Paul's showing up every day. Are you streaming
Yeah, it's
every
my
day?
job.
Do you stream 7 days a week or just 6?
No, yeah, six.
Yeah, so Paul.
Saturday. It's for. I'll let Miku to talk with the community.
Oh, cool. Miku's going to start talking to people on Saturdays. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Ah, cool. Well, there you go. So we'll have another offering for everybody coming up. So yeah, that means 7 days a week we'll be on YouTube. So if you like what we're doing, please give us a like and subscribe and all that stuff that is annoying to promote. But yeah, we appreciate any subscriptions and likes. We did get quite a lot more views this last week, which was cool to see. I don't know what happened, but we probably had about 6 times more views, which is kind of cool. So the show's growing, I think, and I think we're doing a pretty good job. You know, we're still sticking to our general plan here, weekly crypto review. We're just setting ourselves up for the upcoming cycle, and we think we're still early, and we're just trying to get our bids in. And I got lots of stink bids working actually, and I even started getting a couple fills here this week now that prices are rolling over a bit. So kind of what we want to see. And yeah, so game plan's still the same. Basically, you know, I think that this year is a consolidation bottoming phase, and I'm looking to accumulate and sell the next rally. And so I'm just gonna go about my plan, working every week to find structural setups for me to take. And so I'm starting to see them come in. Of course, Bitcoin I have on the screen right now, just kind of doing exactly what I've been talking about not exactly what I've been talking about per se, but just what we've been talking about every week coming forward here in the past few weeks. I mean, we just ran right up into resistance, 200 period weekly average, and that this key, 25,000 high that I've just mentioned every week now. And so sure enough, we've just gotten rejected right on a level. And it's funny how the moving average just ended up being that level. Not a huge surprise to me. But tons of resistance. So, they washed the high a couple times, like 3 times, I think. They actually took out the highs and set up some, lower time frame shorts and stuff. But Bitcoin's having a hard time breaking through that. So, as I said the previous weeks, until we're through that level and up above, I don't see any reason to call bull market right here. This is just a dead cow bounce. Nice bounce, like 40 plus percent bounce probably. But nonetheless, it just ran right up into an area that's not surprising to me that we're getting some resistance, and that's what's happening now. Now, that said, I still could easily see this thing still shooting higher. I'm not saying it's top for sure, but the signs are in that we might have to come back a little bit. I mean, the moving averages are now crossed, and we haven't came back and tagged this 13-period EMA yet, but could easily see that happening. Pullbacks against that and then a bounce. But other than that, there's also just kind of this open air gap down here. And I mean, I've mentioned this weekly W is pretty ugly to me just because I don't really like this wick shooting up so high in the middle. And 78.6 down here at 17,000 is kind of where I'm thinking support is. So, if we lose these moving averages, it's probably got to come back down to that level. So we'll just see what happens. But for right now, I definitely think we're in a range. Bouncing back and forth. So for the time being, until we stay, in this range here, I'm just, as a trader, I'd be looking to short the highs and buy the lows. So pretty simple on Bitcoin. That said, the stock market got hammered pretty good this week too. And I kind of feel like the stock market's leading right now. It started dumping before Bitcoin. Bitcoin was still rallying when the stock market truly rolled over. But just take a quick look at the ES because it looks pretty Well, there's an ugly M on the daily chart. This weekly chart, we basically just set up an inside bar failure 2 weeks in a row, and then, lost the lows this week and dumped down into the moving averages. Kind of what I think Bitcoin will probably do, dump down into its moving averages. You can see how, like, speaking of leading, the stock market crossed, I think, before Bitcoin here, the moving averages, and then now we're just pulling back to it. So also FU'd this high, 3 weeks back. So not not a huge surprise again that this is some resistance here. A little bit different in terms of the moving averages that, the stock market's still just cranking higher above the 200. So, in a general sense, this just means the bull market's still on for me, really, to be honest. Until we lose this level, I don't think that we haven't broken this long-term trend of the 200 period moving average. You could see even in COVID, we broke it for a little bit and got back above and just ripped. So, as long as we're holding this 3,700 level on the stock market, I think that this is still trending upwards. But, this might be a good area for people to step in and buy. So I'm looking for a move down into that area if it happens. But I've also just been like, I still think this ABCD is on the table. This is what I've been thinking. Because I have to say, I'm still relatively bullish with my weekly moving averages crossed upwards here. Really kind of thought this ABCD might still come in down the road. So I don't know what happens here. Maybe we have to set up another leg higher. But as long as this low's held, I could still see it popping up. So yeah, the sentiment seemed to change like on a dime this week. Like everybody just turned super bearish, and that's fair enough. But I don't know if we should, I'm not calling tops here yet. Let's just say that stock market looks a little more shaky, but I'm still sticking to my plan of buying altcoins. I want to see this stuff roll over. So that's the stock market. And then the dollar really quick, just because it's ramping up pretty hard. It busted through the moving average resistance here, and now it's just kind of open air up to the 38.2 or maybe the moving average up here. So I still think the dollar's ripping up. It's very V bottom looking right now, which isn't a huge surprise for the DXY. It seems like it likes that a lot. But we still are working this massive W off the bottom here. And we just came down and tagged 50% levels, washed this low and bounced hard. So doesn't look good for Bitcoin and the stock market as long as this thing's just ripping higher. So we'll just have to see how that goes. I mean, this wick right here is just kind of like a magnet to be eaten. So probably wouldn't be surprised to see strength in the dollar this week too. But we'll see how it goes. Definitely watching the correlation between this and especially the stock market right now. It seems a little bit more correlated to the stock market than Bitcoin, but either way, DXY is pretty correlated to the risk, or inversely correlated, I should say. So anyway, that's the broader market. Nothing too excited. We kind of rolled over, but nothing changes for me really on this long-term kind of strategy. If anything, like I said, I want to see Bitcoin roll over a bit here so that I can get some fills on all these bids that I've been working. And then of course with our plan, the Road to Financial Freedom plan for this show, we also have bids working. So we need that dump to get our fills. And I actually did get some fills start trickling in this week when things were dumping. Like I got filled. I think I mentioned this Boston or however you say it. Actually, I'm going to switch to this chart. I think I mentioned this one going back several weeks, but this is exactly kind of what I'm looking to do here. I got one of my, I'm just kind of rolling with this. So I'm just nibbling at 61.8, 78.6, and 88.6 for the most part against a weekly W. So I'm just working 3 bids. I got filled on one. You can see it kind of bounced this week, and it's just business as usual for me. I mean, I want it to still, I'd ideally get these fills too. So I'm just patiently waiting. But I do like, this is a little more aggressive for me this right now. I don't always take the 61.8 level, but I'm working those for right now. Just kind of for the time being, I'm taking tiny nibbles earlier in this accumulation phase. So I'm not going super deep. And in fact, I kind of seem to be mostly in like shitcoin land, which is funny. It seems like most of the action is setting up on Qcoin for me and some of these names that I don't even know much about. So, beware about, I'm not touting the FA of this name particularly. I just like this, nice W structure that came in after the weekly OBV divergence. And then I'm working my bids, got a 61.8 fill. and maybe I'll get these other fills down the road. So I'm starting to get fills here. Like Looks is another one, and this one kind of pisses me off because I made a mistake here. I would have gotten 2 fills here, but I had my level wrong for some reason. I don't know what I was doing. But I did get filled at 61.8. Should have been filled at 78.6 here because I should have had my bid up here. I don't know why. Maybe the magnet stuck here. I don't know. I'm not sure what I did here, to be honest, but nonetheless, I didn't get a fill. Just missed me. Fuck. Which is funny. Missed me by a few ticks here, but no big deal. I'll just I'm gonna leave my bids working for now, and it is what it is. But I did get 1 fill here on this one, and then this title bounced pretty hard. Perfect example of like Mountain Man. I mean, hopefully you can see these trades all look the same. 61.8 Mountain Man bid filled here, and this one's got a solid bounce here. So who knows? Maybe it pumps here and I get a double. We'll see. Or it just has to come down and fill me the rest of my fills. So either way, just kind of, you can see these are starting to come in. And so this is that, a week or 2 ago, it looked like I didn't have a chance of getting this fill. And I have so many bids working actually that aren't filled yet, but you can just start to see them trickling in. So that's good. That's what I want to see. Real quick, I'll just go through a couple more because I have them in this list, and then we'll move on. But this XCAD, the weekly W is a little harder to see here, but it's the weekly W is in there. Bought the weekly W, and I actually have 2 bids working still that aren't filled. And then, this one, I actually did nick this one I got filled here on the W breakout level. So I caught basically the bottom, funny enough. And then Sun, I think I mentioned this one last week, but I don't know, nice weekly W, and it did pop off pretty good, but it just came right back down the rest of the week. And it's just basically sitting a little higher than my level here, but I just bought this W here. I think this has something to do with Tron. I don't even know. Anyhow, so those are some fills I've started getting. And then last, I'll just end with some doubles. I think I hadn't got this STX double last week until, I got it like after the show. But STX was pumping last week when we did this show, and then I did get filled afterwards. So I banged a double out on that, and then I this one kind of pissed me off a bit because I got 1 double on this also right after the show last week. It was like, anyway, and then they missed me on my second double. So shit happens. What can I do? This one's not my best trade. If you look, there's no weekly W here. So I actually have to call myself out for I didn't buy a weekly W. I'm sure there's a daily or something in there that I got in on. But you can see the daily W. But really, I'm trying to stick to weekly W coins that have, already had a W working. This one I just bought the dailies. But you can still see the same logic here. Nice consolidation. W started coming in, and I just went in and bought it. And then the last double I got was Visa, which actually did... this is against Bitcoin. That's weird. Put the wrong one in there. This one I caught the top by a few ticks. So, this one blasted through my level just by a couple ticks. But I got lucky here. I didn't get so lucky on the UMB, missing me on my second double. But this Visas, I did catch my second double. So that's where I'm at. And I think I'm up to like 13 doubles since January 1st, I think. So pretty happy about that. I think... I know some people that they're doing better, but I'm not doing so bad. So I'm just admittedly missing kind of the initial rally because I got caught kind of sleeping last year at the end of the year. So I kind of missed like the AI rally and stuff. And so having missed that, I don't think I got back into gear basically January 1st. I think I've got like 13 doubles off, probably buying maybe I've bought like 30 different coins. So I don't know, maybe probably not half, close to half of them have doubled, which I think is pretty good. And I'm pretty confident I'll get doubles on most of them. I mean, I've had some dogs. Actually, I've only had 1 dog, to be honest. This stupid hot cross was probably my worst purchase. And I don't have a stop working, but I have this trade metric on there, but I'm just going to ride this thing out. If anybody join me on this, because I think I did post this in the room. I don't know. It made a new low. If you're inclined to walk away, I wouldn't fault anybody. But I just took a tiny nibble on it, so I'm not worried about it. I probably won't be in a rush to buy it back. If we get some kind of weekly W or something, and I don't know. But it looks like hell here. So this is probably my worst purchase of the last lot. But other than that, I'm not really underwater on too much. I have some that are sitting around my level, and then some have popped, and I've had some annoying ones that have like, uh, you know, almost doubled. I've got quite a lot of these that look kind of like this, which is frustrating. Like this one shot up and just didn't want to give me I couldn't get up high enough, and then it just came back down. I got several like this, so it is what it is. But that's kind of my update. I think I'm just gonna leave it at that, really, because I want to get to what we have for the rest of the show. But end of the day, you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of working away, getting my fills, and I'll just sort of report them as they come in. But other than that, I think I'm excited today to hear from Bleeding Crypto. He's a person that's been in our community for a little while here, and I think he's super active outside of our community as well. So I think he's got a lot to talk about, and I'm looking forward to hearing what he has to say. So are you ready to step on and share with the group?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Cool, yeah.
Well, hello. Let me know when I can start.
You can start whenever. Let me just,
Okay.
Your screen. I got your screen up, and let me just get you full screened, and yeah, you're good to go.
All right. Hello, everybody. To introduce myself again, I'm Bleeding Crypto. I've been in crypto since was introduced to crypto in 2016 and started actively trading in 2017. And like with anything else, you go through trials and tribulations. And I think the more you are in the space and the more you do the wrong things and the more money you lose, you become a much better trader, because there's only so many wrong things you can do to put behind you, to put on your belt, another notch in your belt of what not to do. And unfortunately, a lot of us, we learn the wrong way. None of us, I don't think none of us have gone to a secular school to learn how to trade. We kind of just dove in here and we're trying to do the best that we can. And I'm continuously trying to learn. I go into different communities. I try to pick up whatever I can. I try to help wherever I can. I think that's the beauty of crypto. It's a community unlike none other, where you've got strangers from all around the world trying to converge together and try to help each other to advance. So I feel really fortunate to be able to be part of your community. Paul and everyone in the community does such a great job, always putting in the work. And I think you guys are doing an amazing job. And I wanted to make a point of what you said in the beginning, Kevin, about your viewership. Your viewership, I think, is increasing. However, I don't think it really matters as much, because the quality of the people that are here now during this season, those are the people that we really want to focus on, because those are the true believers. Those are the people putting in work. All the viewers that come in after a bull run starts are usually what I call fluff. Those are the people that are really not going to make it. They're not really serious. But if you guys look at your chat rooms, guys, and you pay attention to the people who are here every day during this type of market, those are the people you want to get close to. Those are the people that you want to consider your peers. Everybody that comes after a bull run, those are not your peers, guys. These are your true peers. So definitely take advantage. Don't mistake what the latecomers that are going to so-called your friends. They're not really your friends. The guys who've been through the mud with you are going to be your true peers, and the ones you want to lean on and want to learn off of. That being said, I want to talk a little bit about crypto and about what I'm looking at. And I agree with Kevin. I think it's still too early to call any type of bull run. We've had a really nice move to the upside, so we can't discount that move that we've had. So I'm going to turn on my indicators. I'm going to touch on two different charts here. I'm going to turn on Binance, because that's the kind of the chart that everybody's is the go-to, because it's the one with the most volume. And I'm going to talk about that in a second, why that's important as well. So looking at the chart, very similar to what Kevin was pointing out here, we are getting resistance on the 200 MA. Now, I run several different ones when it comes to the high time frames. I run the 200 EMA and the 200 MA. And so the 200 EMA is my deep red. The pink here is a 200 MA. And as you can see here, back in August 15th, we rejected really ugly. So we got our first rejection on the weekly on August 8th here. And then we had a tweezer top, failed to do so, ugly engulfing candle on the weekly. And then we subsequently ended up coming down, putting this higher low pattern. And this here, I think, was key for me. Many people started calling that this was a bottom. This was a beautiful market structure. You can't take that away from it. We had a nice W bottom. We had a continuation. However, in order for me to turn bullish for the short term, I wanted to see a break of these higher lows. And we did a great job on the first one. We did a great job on the second one. But once again, we failed to break through and reverse the trend. We did put a reversal of trend, a weak one in my opinion. So what I consider reversal of trend is a high, a higher low, a higher high, higher low, and so forth. But this higher high that we put here, in my opinion, is very weak. It would have much rather been more convincing had we made it up here to the 100 EMA. Let me turn off the 120 for a second. Had we made it to the 100 EMA, this would have been a much more convincing reversal of trend, even though technically we did put in a higher high. I'm going to talk about that because this here, in my opinion, it's a liquidity sweep. And the reason I say that, and the reason is if you open up OBV, look at OBV, how we put in a high on this weekly candle here, on this weekly candle right in here, we put in a high. On this here, the candle pattern, the candles went up and put a higher high, but look at OBV. OBV put in a lower high. So we see that clear divergence on that weekly where this is kind of a telltale sign. When you look at OBV and it's a lower high, you look at the price action, it's a higher high. This is just a liquidity grab. And we ended up just coming right above where we rejected on the 200, and we're now back below the 200 EMA. We're back below the 50 EMA. We're definitely below the 200 EMA, and we're coming right back down into that zone. So in order for me to get not extremely bullish, but somewhat bullish, we need to break outside of this level here. And it just doesn't look very good right now. Now, I want to talk about volume because many people will use Binance, and rightfully so, because it is the highest volume exchange at the moment. It has come to light. About 6 weeks ago, I started to report, and this is not something that I found, guys. I follow a lot of people because I'm still trying to learn in this space. I'm trying to learn all different types of ways to view the market, and there are so many different ways to view the market. And one of the things that interests me the most this past year, 2022, was the on-chain analytics. I think on-chain analytics provide a really good insight to how the markets are working behind the scenes. So apart from the media, apart from Twitter, what is really going on with the market makers? What are the market makers doing? How are they moving their money around? Are they moving their money around? Are they accumulating? Are they selling into strength? Are they giving you their bags? Are they transferring that over to you because they anticipate a lower price? So looking at the on-chain analytics and understanding how this move, whether you're a fan of CZ or not, I'm not here to dispute that. I'm just here to report the facts, and the facts have shown on chain that this was all created with false volume, meaning that CZ, Binance themselves, printed internally to pump this market up. Now, people are wondering, well, why would they do that? Well, because, guys, in a bear market, the market makers need to make money. And if the retailers are not buying, if the big institutions are not buying, how do you get money into crypto? Well, there's always going to be gamblers, guys, and that's the derivatives market. Just like if you guys are familiar with Las Vegas is built by degenerates just like us. They go out into the casinos. They always think they're going to hit it big, and they most of the time, 99% of those leave with their pockets empty, and yet they come back again and again and again. That human emotion of that hope that they one day will make it big keeps them coming into the casinos. Same thing with trading. A lot of these guys will put up a ton of money driving the derivatives market to, well, better said, driving crypto higher and higher because of the derivatives market. So as the derivatives market continues to bring in the inflows of those orders and those contracts, it reflects on this data. Now, how can you liquidate somebody who's shorting the market when obviously looks weak? Well, those guys are going to bet against it. These exchanges have the liquidity. They have everything they need to basically bring the market up to those levels and liquidate people. And if you've taken time to look at the Binance chart and look at this volume, which looks impressive, take a look at this, guys. This is the index. So this is basically all the exchanges aggregated together. What do you see right off the bat? You notice something else? Look at the volume, guys. Look at the true volume of the aggregated exchanges. It's declining. It is not going up. So we had this pump, this whatever you want to call it, artificial pump, real pump, whatever it may be. It wasn't with a lot of strength. So you want to be careful when you look at the overall picture of crypto. When you look at the overall strength, is crypto really starting to ramp up? If you look back in here in the 2020, when we did actually ramp up, look at the volume that came in. You notice how different that volume is when an actual bull run is going to start, rather than just a relief rally. So you have to be careful when you get caught up. Sometimes we all get caught up in the hopium of Twitter. Twitter usually isn't going in depth into these charts. They're not looking at the volume. They're not looking at the derivatives market. They're not looking at the heat maps that are telling you all of the data that you need to be paying attention to. So yes, I would love to see Bitcoin at 69,000, at 100,000, at $200,000. Who wouldn't, especially when you're in this space? But the key of staying focused to when you should start buying these types of assets, that to me, I think, is what drives me to want to learn more about the on-chain data. Now, everyone wants to know the big question: when do we buy? Well, there's two different types of traders, guys. There's going to be your day traders, swing traders, and then there's going to be your long-term investors. You could buy right now, today, open up your wallets and just accumulate all your Bitcoin if you want to. If you're a long-term investor, you're going to make money, guys. You're going to be, in 5 years from now, you're going to be looking back and you'll be like, I'm so glad I bought on that day. That really doesn't matter when you're a long-term investor. However, most of us, we're trying to get the best price possible. We're trying to make sure that we accumulate at the right stage, because this is our job. This is what we do. This is how we invest. Not only invest for long term, but in the short term. Some of us, not all of us here, are full-time traders. This is how we make a living. So we want to be able to maximize those moves in the short term, meaning days, weeks, or even months. So for me to get excited about an accumulation, I really want to see a bottoming. And if you guys have ever taken the time to look left on the charts and really pay attention to how markets bottom, you're going to notice one thing very similar, guys. When markets top and when markets bottom, they go through an accumulation stage. This is the stage here, guys, that the market makers are loading up. Think of it this way. If you have a store, if you have a supermarket, a market, whatever type of store it is, if you don't have inventory, you cannot sell and you cannot make profit. Well, this here is the time of the season where the market makers will accumulate. They will stock their shelves so like when they open their doors, they have product to sell you. When you look at this here, guys, we haven't had any type of really meaningful accumulations. Let me tell you something, guys. Market makers, they're not buying this. They're selling you what they bought here. That's what they're doing here. This is not an accumulation type of pattern. This is accumulation type of pattern. If you go back even before the prior 2017 run, you can see that all runs have been met with some sort of accumulation range here. And we have failed to do that. This here has been an argument of some strong bulls that this was accumulation. And this, I'm sorry to tell you guys, this is not an accumulation. This is a market structure that gave us a really nice push to the upside. But I'm still thinking that we still need, and we have time for that accumulation. We have something that's very rare to us. We have a Bitcoin halvening. Now, the Bitcoin halvening is going to be happening in 433 days from now. If you look back and you look at the different dates and you plot out those dates on your chart and you put vertical lines, we have typically started our bull run 6 months prior to the Bitcoin halvening. That's when we're already on our way up. So if we go back and we think that we're going to have the Bitcoin halvening based on the data of the block is going to be somewhere between March, April, and you think 6 months back, we're looking at Q4, maybe the end of Q3, Q4 is when we're going to start seeing that move to the upside. I think we have plenty of time, guys, if we were not able to break above this here, we have plenty of time to still come down here, mark some lows, confirm some lows, or even break these lows. Yes, this looks like it could have been low, but I'm not convinced because there's a lot of technical guys that I believe that we missed, and it could be one of two reasons. If you look at this technical here that many people were looking at, so this is where a lot of people right in here were looking at. People on Twitter, almost everyone wanted to buy between 12,000 and 14,000. And the market makers very rarely are going to give you what you want. So there was two scenarios that I was looking at. One, that we blow through this, because if we were to blow through that level that everyone wanted, so I'm going to say this right here. This is kind of the level everybody wanted, $10 to $14,000. If we blow through this, people right now will tell you, if we go lower than 10,000, oh, I'm going to load up. Well, guys, I'll tell you right now, they're lying 100%. And you know how I know that? Because everyone who saw $69,000 said if they ever see Bitcoin at $20,000, they would sell their house, their cars, everything they own, and they would buy it. Are they buying? They're not. And look, when we hit 15,000, they weren't buying. So when people tell you that if it drops below 10,000 or drops below 4,000, they're gonna load up, they're not gonna load up. The human psychology behind trading is what keeps most people from being successful. It is very difficult to go against your fears, the grain, the public. And most of us, I think actually all of us, we all pay attention to Twitter. And Twitter, I will tell you one thing right now, guys. If you guys are new to trading and you guys are learning and you guys are in Paul or Brian's program to learn how to trade, stay away from Twitter during your training, because it will be the worst thing you can possibly do. That feeds into the fear that will keep you from making the right decisions. Trust the technicals, and then once you've trained yourself to trust your technicals, then you can start paying attention to Twitter. If not, it's going to be a really big detriment to your learning process. Anyhow, I digress there. I wanted to point out that one of my two scenarios is, if we were to blow right through 10,000, that would be, I think, a point of real capitulation that the market would have, because people will not view this as an opportunity. People like you, like Paul, like Kevin, like Stefan, a lot of the people from the community that have been trained to buy the dip, the stink bids, you guys would benefit. The majority of the public won't. So that was kind of my scenario, and it lined up very well with some of the CME gaps that have a tremendous success rate. The CME gaps, one of my mentors that I've been following for years, Chingus X, he did a study looking at the CME gaps, and he came out with a 95% success rate of filling in the gaps thus far on the CME. 95%. And we have gaps all the way down at the $5,000 and $6,000 level. So when I look at that confluence and I look at the psychology behind their trading, that to me would have been a really good area to come down into these lows. Now, the second is not going down here, because everyone is wanting this and we don't get it. What happens? They start chasing it. And that is another scenario for what I call max pain. Now, max pain, if you guys get a chance, look at Investopedia, type in or Google max pain and look at the description of max pain. Max pain is the area where the market makers will benefit the most. You have to understand, guys, the market is not here to make you money. You are playing against much smarter people with unlimited funds. Their job is to take your money. Your job is to keep and not lose your money. You think that your job is to make money? It's not. Your job is to not lose it. And hopefully, while you do that, you can make some money. But make no mistake, these guys are experienced and they have something that you don't have. They play with no emotion. Do you know why, guys? Because they spend billions of dollars on algo bots that have no emotions, that trade against people with very small funds that trade on emotion. So you already entering into a very tough game to try, pretty much into a fixed game that is almost guaranteed to make you lose money. However, during this process of learning and understanding how these market structures work, how the technicals work, how the EMAs, the Fibonacci's, whatever tool that you're going to be learning how to use, those tools do have a rule set. And you know what? Algos are built on rule sets. When a certain rule set is met, the algo will execute that trade. So again, going back to what I was saying, if you remove your emotion, if you remove Twitter out of your life while you're learning and understanding how those technicals work, and you are become almost like a robot and you buy on those technicals, you have to remember that the bots are going to be playing on those same technicals. And if you stick to your rule set, you're gonna end up being more successful than having you're gonna have more successful trades than losing trades. It's not going to be 100%. There's always things that will be thrown into the market that we don't have control over. We have a lot of correlation, like Kevin was mentioning before, with Dixie, with the stock market. So we could have the absolute perfect setup, and guess what? It goes all out the door for no reason at all, just because they dumped. But more often than not, those technicals will make you money if you can separate those emotions and you can stick to those rule sets. So to the upside, what am I thinking to the upside? I still think that we could actually go to $48,000 and still be within a bear market, which is very similar to what we did here. If you guys put I don't want to take too much time, but this here was 618, a tag of 618 off the highs, from the lows to the highs. And a tag from 618 to the lows to the highs puts us at $48,000. So we could still be inside of this inside of this bear trend until we break that 58,000. As a matter of fact, let me do this just real quick here off these lows here. I'm going to use the index, which is a little bit different. It actually comes out to 44,000. And I'm going to just really quick here put this trend, and let's just say we do hit that area there. Here we do hit the 618.44. We could easily bounce off of here, come back down, do an accumulation, and come back up for that halvening, 6-month halvening event prior to the halving event. However, it becomes a little bit more difficult the more we move up to really start looking at these areas, for me anyhow. So though I was looking at a retracement of 886, which came out to $11,377, the more we move up here, the more we invalidate it, because we are running out of time. We're actually in a very exciting time. I call this the recovery market. So we have the bull market, we have the bear market, which is 2022. 2023, technically still a bear market, but in my view, I call it the recovery market. Here is where we find the bottom. Here is where we're going to confirm the bottom. Keep in mind, guys, when we find a bottom, we will come back and confirm it at some time. Even when we think we're not, the market always shows us that it will come back. Look at 2017, look at 2018, look at 2020. We came back and confirmed it. You look at the bear market of 2015. Look at this real quick. Look at that. Found the bottom. We came back and we back tested it. And if you go back to other previous markets, you will notice the exact same patterns. The markets, guys, they have a very similar market structure and they work on very similar attributes. So when you think of a bottom and you think that you missed the bus, you really haven't. The problem is that most people won't have the patience to just wait for the trade to come to you. They will want to chase it. I can't tell you how many people within my own community will buy something and say, okay, at least I'm in. And that is such a terrible way to look at things, because unfortunately we don't want to miss out. But we know that training tells us, hey, come back, let the trade come to you. And yet a lot of people just want to have that soothing feeling that they're in it, that they're not going to miss it. And if you're a long-term investor, like I said, you're okay, you're going to be fine. But the problem is the people that buy it and they chase it here are going to be the first ones to dump it here. That's the problem. I don't have a problem with you buying it here. I don't. I really don't. What I have a problem is that if you're buying it here, that tells me that you're going to dump it here. You're not going to buy it here, and you're not going to see this as an opportunity. You're going to see this as a, Jesus, I am down 40%. Not, oh my God, I got a 40% cheaper discount. So that is the reason that we train ourselves to buy certain levels. If we miss out, we have 20,000 different projects. We can wait for one of those to come down. Bitcoin, yes, it's the leader, but you know what, guys? Look at this. The market has 22,673 coins. You have plenty of time, plenty of different assets to get into. They're going to do the same, if not better than Bitcoin. So when truth be told, you're not really going to miss out. There's going to be plenty of opportunity. Now, I am looking for, if I turn my technicals on here, short term, really quick, I'm looking for us to, on the weekly time frame, to hold the 300 EMA, which is 21. That's the line in the sand for me. 21,153 for a continuation. If we lose the 300 EMA, that is going to, in my opinion, cancel out any type of bullish structure that we're trying to build here for a move back into the 618. And most likely, we're going to start tagging some of these supports at 18.4. Maybe test back these lows here, possibly even break it. Now, a break of this low, I think it's going to have to be broader market driven. I think that as far as crypto is concerned, we've had our 3AC, we've had our Celsius, we've had the FTX collapse. There's not too much that I can really see that will get us to break this here, to break these levels as far as crypto news. Not that it can't, but it becomes much more difficult. Just like with the COVID lows, we didn't go down to these COVID lows from crypto. This wasn't crypto related. This was broader market related. So I think for us to break these lows here, it's going to have to be broader market driven. If we don't have that catalyst, I think bare minimum, guys, you have another chance to buy inside of this area here. So I don't think that you have missed anything. And I think for the alt accumulations, personally, I haven't been. I wish I would have taken Kevin's direction and started accumulating some of those doubles a couple of months ago, but I didn't. But it's okay. I'm not chasing it either, because what I'm doing is I'm looking at all the runners. I'm looking at all the coins that have been running hard, that have utility within this past 3 to 4 months that we've been having that little bit of a bullish trend. And those are the ones that I'm going to be paying to. Those are the ones that I'm going to be mapping out my 786, my 886 reload. Well, for me, it won't be a reload. For me, it'll be a purchasing for that long term. Understanding that if we lose this, guys, alts are going to get destroyed. But I'm going to be able to bring down that cost. Always remember, whatever you buy at whatever level you buy, if it goes down 40% and you leave yourself room in your portfolio for an allocation for that particular asset, you're not going to buy whatever price you originally bought. You're going to buy it much, much lower. That's why dollar cost averaging is always is one of the main things that teachers like to drive into you guys. Always look to dollar cost average, because a dollar cost average is going to keep you from capitulating. And that's the flip side of dollar cost averaging. Most people will capitulate. If you dollar cost average, you will never think of capitulating. You'll always think of, oh my God, I got it cheaper. Let me go ahead and lower my cost that I originally had 40% higher. And now I'm in a much better position for that move to that next bull run, which in my opinion is going to take place again, quarter four 2023 into 2026, I think is where we're going to have that really nice move, that next bull run, in my opinion. And that's pretty much it for me. Unless you
Cool.
wanted me to touch on something else, Kevin.
Well, you can talk about whatever you want, man. We'd love to hear anything you have to say. I mean, I appreciate your insight. Everything you said, I totally, agree with for the most part. There's nothing. One thing I was thinking about volume, when you're talking about volume, I totally agree. There hasn't really been the buy volume, but there also hasn't been a lot of selling volume here. Even in looking at your chart right there, there's just not a lot of sellers stepping up right here yet. So we'll see how that goes. Worth keeping in mind.
Yeah, and when you look at the OBV, look at the OBV on the index.
Totally.
We're at 20.3 million. Look at what Binance, look at the influence Binance had. 15.3 out of those 20 million. That means 5 million currently are being held across all other exchanges, and 15 million of that 20 million volume is on Binance alone. That's incredible. That is incredible.
Yeah,
but I don't like these. I don't like these double tops. I'll tell you, I don't like these double tops here.
I mean that's an OBV divergence there, a weekly M.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't confirmed, not confirmed yet, in my opinion. But yeah, it's there, and
not confirmed yet, but it is looking ugly. I don't like to see bearish divergence on OBV. They are damn strong.
Yeah. I think RSI is a great indicator for a ranging market, not too well for a trending market. It helps us to confirm divergences when we look at the divergences in the MACD volume. But I think the true measure of a divergence, in my opinion, would be an OBV over RSI.
Yeah, even RSI, I don't know. The RSI is looking, you can see an M in that area.
Yeah.
If you zoom in, it's still a potential bearish divergence in that.
Absolutely.
Let's see the weekly candle, how it will close, but doesn't look too bullish. I have, I don't know, 3 weeks now I'm talking about 25K being the top, at least the local top. If we don't go above that level, we don't have any chance to maintain these levels.
The monthly is not looking too bad as far as like the MACD. If you look at the MACD, we're putting in these higher low volume oscillator, but this is still not where we want to be thinking that any type of bull run is going to be. I mean, we're flatline on the monthly. We don't even have an uptick on the MACD just yet. So I don't know.
And monthly, it's a big time frame, even for investors. Even for a 4-year cycle, it's a bit too much. So weekly is the best time frame if you want to play the 4-year cycle. Monthly and 6 months, and it's good for reference points, but I don't think we should do TA on, I don't know, monthly one or more than that. Weekly is the best time frame for Bitcoin. It's a bit faster than the traditional market. So
and we do have, I want to touch on really quick on high block. We do have a catalyst to move us. So we have a couple of things locally right now, guys, for like the short term that I'm looking for. So we have moves up here. We have a really intense heat at the $25,400 area. And just recently, we actually, if I go to the 4-hour time, or actually I can go to the daily, go in here. If we pull a fib from this local move that we just finished doing into right here, you can see where we bounced right off of pretty much the 618. We bounced off of 618. Yes, we're underneath the 9. It's, the volume isn't looking all that great, but we did bounce off 618, and we do have a catalyst at least to 25,450 to the upside. Now, this doesn't guarantee we're going to go up. This just says there is liquidity for the market makers if they wish to grab it. That's going to make them quite a bit of money. And this particular heat is aggregated against 3 exchanges: Binance, Bybit, and BitMEX are the 3 aggregated exchanges inside of this heat map area. Also, the traditional heat maps from Trading Light, where this doesn't show liquidation data, this shows more spot liquidation. We've got heat building up above us here. So we've got 607 Bitcoin orders for 25,000. That's $15.5 million of orders for Bitcoin up here. And typically, the price action, the market makers, they like going after this heat here. If you zoom out as well, I want to show you guys something. This is pretty interesting because for all of 2022, guys, we've had heat at 15, 14, 13, 12, all the way down to 10,000. And recently, back in January, they turned off most of this heat and they only kept it at 15,000, which would test the lows. Basically, it will go a little bit below the lows, which makes sense. If you follow Stefan, when I look at your guys' daily briefs, and I look at all of them, I love how Stefan points out those the fair value gaps and the breakers and the way they come and sweep the liquidities in those breaker box areas. This fits perfectly right here with the sweep of the stops below 15,400, which is our local low. So all of this stuff, all of this data accumulated, guys, tells us a story, kind of tells us almost the moves of what they're doing. And all this information is out there for you guys. You guys have to just associate with people like Paul, like Kevin, like Stefan, who are doing the work for you guys. You guys don't understand how much of a value you have while they do the work, and they're showing you, they're giving you the tools to go out there and make a living doing this stuff. And all of this stuff matters. You don't have to understand every single thing in these charts, guys. You just have to understand what they're explaining to you and how they're viewing it and play it. We have heat at 12,000, Paul, but look, nothing below us. Nothing below us. So this fits to the bull bias that we may not see those lower targets. 10,000, 12,000 may be the lowest we go. But again, these heat signatures aren't guaranteed. So who knows? I mean, nobody really knows at the end of the day, but experience and history, looking left of the chart, tells us that we still have not confirmed an uptrend. In my opinion, we haven't yet.
Yeah,
let's
sense.
play it level by level. We are traders, most of us, so even short-term traders. So I like to play it level by level.
Absolutely.
25 to like a resistance level. I shorted a couple of times. I'm interested in 4-hour chart now to see what happens. Maybe I could play a swing trade to the long side, but I'm still waiting to see how the weekly candle will close.
Absolutely. I like the 4-hour.
We have some bullish divergence forming on MACD, RSI. It's looking nice on 4-hour chart, but it's not. I don't have a setup yet, not yet. I guess, Kevin, what do you say? Let's take a look at the 5 weekly altcoins.
Yeah, sure. Are you done bleeding crypto? Do you have anything else you want to share with us?
Yes. Or? No, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on and sharing your opinion.
Nice to have. Take a look at we tagged Bleeding Crypto on Twitter. He has a nice community. I'm in that community also, so I know it's a nice community. Just take a look at his Twitter. He has his community. I guess if you switch to my channel, my screen, I could show you.
Yeah, we have your Twitter's up right now.
Yeah. So you can see this is his page. He has a nice site, and you can take a look if you are interested. Why not? It's a bit. It's not so focused on day trading, but it's a really nice community. If you want to take a look, please do. And if I know correctly, Bleeding Crypto, you have a free Telegram channel or something like that?
That is correct. A free Telegram channel for those people who don't want to learn about trading. They just want to, where can I buy, where can I sell type of thing. I have that available. And it's very limited because I'm not going to spend a lot of time to people who are not going to invest in themselves. I think you need to make the choice. Are you important enough to invest in yourself? If you are important enough and your family is important enough to invest in yourself, then I'm willing to invest my time in you. And I'm asking, just like you are, to be compensated for that time. We put in the time. We were in the trenches. It's only fair that we get compensated for that time as well, because that's time that we're taking away from our families, that we're taking away from ourselves to help someone.
Yeah.
So I don't think that type of education should be free.
Nothing is free.
No.
In a sense, even if I'll give you for free, first of all, you're not appreciated because it's free. And the second time, it's not free because you have to put the time and effort. And time and effort is not free.
Yes.
So you'll definitely is not for free. Nothing what you can get for free has value. It's that simple.
Exactly. Yeah, very true. Very true.
Yeah, so take a look at his Telegram channel, take a look at his Twitter page, his site. And now let's take a
Cool.
look at what we have now on weekly crypto review. This is the plan for new people or for people who watch the first time this live stream. We have this document. We have a clear and simple plan how we'll proceed until the next bull market. Just take a look at the red, what we wrote on red. We are not financial advisors. It's exactly what we are doing with our own money. It's 100% up to you if you follow this plan or not. But for us, it's a nice plan. Has a 2 to 5 years time horizon. And we have a nice list. We add, I don't know, 5 coins every week. And we put some limit orders and we wait patiently until we'll get a nice feel. For today. So for today we have 5 coins. Just 1 second. So we have GRT, eGold, Theta, XTZ, and IXS. Yeah, 5 coins. We'll take a look to see what we can get. Let's start with GRT. If we look at, I don't know, weekly chart, how I like to look at the charts first, you can see we don't have a weekly double. The POC, it's all the way down at this level, at, I don't know, 10 cents. Yeah, we are the other side of the trend line. It's an accumulation phase. Indicator, they look nice. You can see W's and OBV. Look at this move up on OBV. I like that. Bullish divergence in RSI, MACD. Wheelie was well embedded to the overside zone. Okay, but I don't have a weekly W, so for me, the best thing I can do is just draw my reload zone and find some confluences and put a limit order. So if I put a long reload zone, you can see this is the POC. This is my long reload zone. And now if we look left, you can see in this area, I think 10 cents actually could be a nice level for me to hunt on this one. But keep in mind, I'll hunt at 10 cents. But that doesn't mean that price cannot go low. So I'll buy at this level, 0.5%. Yeah. And I still have another 0.5% to buy at even lower if the market wants to go lower. You can see this is kind of a W price action, but for me it's not a clear W. I don't like this one. It's small. This one closing lines at the same level. I like a clear W. This part to be higher than this one, a bit more wider. First level for me it's 10 cents, and I still have another 0.5% to buy even lower. Probably if we'll get a feel on this one and the market wants lower, I'll wait for a new weekly W to put another 0.5% in this project. So for me, 10 cents could be a really nice level to buy it. Let's put it on red and let's just put it exactly at 10 cents. Fat round number, it's exactly what I want. This is my first buy. The project itself, I like it. A lot of upside potential. You can see it. I don't know, maybe has some history on a different platforms, but you can see $2.8 now are close to the 10 cents. We have some room to go up. And if 2024, 2025, 2026 will be a really nice bull market, then we can exceed $3 pretty easily. Let's see what happens. I'll fill my limit order and I'll patiently wait to get a feel. Let's take a look at eGold. A lot of Romanians, they love this project. It's a Romanian project. I like it. But as you can see, we don't have a weekly W. That's a big problem for me. If I put the VPVR, you can see the POC is just exactly at the level I marked on my screen. I bought this project in the last bear market, just before the bull market started. I bought it at $8 and at $10. I don't expect the price to come all the way down at this level at, I don't know, at $8-10, but I see the POC at $20, just below the $20. You can see where the market switched to the bull side. You can see accumulation, W, up, retest, just exactly at $20 and then straight up. I'm expecting for this level to be retested. So for me, this level could be a really nice level to get my first fill, $20. If the market wants to go lower, let's say to $10, maybe $8, maybe even lower, I'll gladly wait for a new weekly W and add my other half of 0.5%. So eGold, really nice project. I like it. Small worries about, I don't know, in the last couple of months, but still a solid project from my part. I'll wait at $20 and maybe even below if I'll get the chance. Nice accumulation. I like the fact it's not pumping and dumping, it's slowly accumulating. So someone, if you take a look at the OBV, someone is buying in this area. They're slowly accumulating this area. A nice dump to $20, well, yeah. I'm okay with this one to run in the next bull market even higher than, I don't know, $500. I'm okay with that. Even half of the $500, if I buy at 20 and I sell at 250, I'm okay. Yeah, this is my first level, $20. Let's take a look at the next one, Theta. This one I already put the level. As you can see, we have a lot of history. Yeah, between, I don't know, 10 cents, 20 cents, even higher. I don't think we'll go so low to these levels because what I see in 2020, in 2021, you can see, yeah, big fat W, yeah, behave like a resistance, breakout, behave like a support, a strong support. You can see never break to the downside. It's a good level for me. I don't know, the weak or the tail level to put a limit order and get a fill. Yeah? So for me, 5.89. So I don't know. Let's put it 60 cents. Could be a nice level for me to hunt along. Yeah. So 60 cents, my first limit buy. If he wants to go lower, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'll wait for a new weekly W and I'll buy the other half of the half of percent of this plan. Yeah, for this plan, I don't know. First buy is just $10.5, something like that. I put a small amount so everyone could, I don't know, everyone could join this plan. But if you want, your plan says to buy, I don't know, a bigger amount is not a problem. Just use the same percentage. Okay, 60 cents for Theta. Let's take a look at this one. As you can see, I guess I don't have the full history on Binance, but the high was, I don't know, close to $9, almost 10, and now it's at $1. 10x, yeah, could be a good level. Same idea. I don't have a weekly W, so what I can do? The best thing I can do is just wait a reload zone. But I see this level, this lows. I don't know what history we have below, but looking at the steep of the bear market, I could still think we'll retest these levels. Just my 2 cents. You can see the OBV is starting to point up, but it's not so strong. I don't see any weekly W. You can see strong rejection from this resistance level. let's see how we'll close the week. But honestly, I think 75 cents could be a good level for our first buy. Even this one seems a little bit too high for me, but because I don't have too much history, I prefer to buy 0.5 at 75 cents and then wait for a weekly W to buy another half of the percent. So for this one, I don't have enough history, so VPVR will show me a different level. Yeah, you can see the VPVR will show me the POC at $3. Maybe yes, maybe no. Maybe I need a chart with more history. But 75 cents, it's a really good level for me. I'll just put my limit order after this show. I'll put my limit order at that level and patiently waiting for that level and gladly waiting for lower levels than my limit order. Let's take a look at the last one. You can see this was a lot of hype in last bull market about this coin. Everyone and their mothers were buying IXS, the best game in the world. They made a lot of money. Everyone was happy. Yeah, as usual, the chart showed us that we can go a lot lower. Yeah, we have kind of a weekly W. Let me just zoom in a little bit. Yeah, but I don't like it. Honestly, I don't like it. This is a closing line. This is a lower low. Not the kind of W I'm expecting. Yeah, it's a weekly W, but it's an ugly one, and I don't like it. What I'm expecting on this one, I'm expecting to retest this level. You can see was a resistance and tested once, broke below, but rejected, tested another time, and now we didn't have the power. You can see in this candle, we didn't have the power to touch this line, to touch this level. If Bitcoin will go a little bit down, if Bitcoin will do some ugly moves, I'm expecting this altcoin at least to go to $2.5. First level. Second one will be at the weekly W, maybe even lower than 2.5. But to make sure I'm not missing, exactly like bidding crypto, the ugliest thing for a trader is the feeling that he missed something. To do not have that feeling, I'll just buy 0.5% at $2.5. If the market wants lower, gladly I will accumulate even lower than that. Yeah. So $2.5, it's my first level to accumulate this one. You can take a look at indicators. You can see almost every single chart on altcoin looks the same. Yeah, you can see bullish OBV, really embedded to the oversold zone. You can see the bullish divergence in MACD, nice RSI, but still, let's keep in mind the accumulation phase should take, I don't know, at least 6 months, in my view. We don't have a 6 months of arranging sideways movement. We just stopped from trending down in this move. And you can see we are starting to range now. I could see a range if I want to trade this one. I see a range to this to be the low and this to be the high. You can see this ugly candle. We can play a lot of time on these levels, but we are using this one for a investment plan. I want to buy it, sell half on a double in the bear market, and keep the free coins until the top of the bull market. So my level is $2.5. This is the last one. We'll update the plan. Let's take a look at the altcoins we already have. So with these 5 coins, we have 37 with Bitcoin or 36 without Bitcoin. We have, I guess, 3 fields on Bitcoin Cash, Xlumen, and Flow. Yeah? The rest of them, we are still waiting with limit orders to get a field. If Bitcoin will go a little bit down, if Bitcoin will reject from 25K and go, I don't know, to 21, even, I don't know, 20, maybe even lower, then we should get a nice feel on most of the altcoins we already have limit orders. You can see 36 altcoins. We are okay. We have time to put more than that. Not any hurry. We have a lot of time this year to accumulate. So slow and steady. Just put your limit orders. On this plan, you will see some notes. When you're following this spreadsheet, you'll see some notes. So Miku, put some notes on this one. You can see price is not, Binance is not allowing you to buy below a certain level. Yeah. Just put an alarm at that level. Yeah. Maybe if price goes lower, you can set a limit order in the market. For now, if you cannot set a limit order in the market, either you use, I don't know, 3 commas, Wunder Trading to set a order, or you can set an alarm and hope you have time to market buy at that level when you get the alarm. Slow and steady. Let's see the statistics. Really nice. Slowly we are filling the spreadsheet. Keep in mind, guys, this is a investing plan. Yeah, will take 2 to 5 years until we'll finish this plan. We are still at the beginning of this plan. We have, I don't know, this is the 2 months now. We are starting this. We start this plan. Until we'll get to at least 2-3 years, we still have a lot of time. Will take a lot of time, but we can make some money with this plan. This plan is totally free. It's for everyone who is watching this video, for every member of the Twitter or Discord group. Everything is for free. It's easy to follow. You just need a lot of patience. If you don't have the patience, you don't try it. Keep in mind this 2 to 5 years time horizon. Don't kid yourself. You'll get rich in 3 to 6 months. Yeah, but it's the easiest thing you can do to participate in the next bull market in the crypto space. So I don't know. We have more than 1 hour now. What do you say, Kevin? We should take some requests from the public.
I mean, if we want to take a couple, we probably shouldn't take too many. If we want to do the giveaway still. But yeah.
Okay, let's do the giveaway then first, so we'll know exactly how much time we have.
That sounds good. While you're setting that up, I have to say, we've been through 36 of the top market cap coins so far, man, and there's barely a weekly W in sight. So it's kind of funny because I got a list of like shit coins with weekly Ws that's like 40, 50 coins long. So it's kind of telling me that the bottom of the barrel is kind of bottoming first, which probably isn't a great sign in general. That probably means that these, a lot of V bottoms in these bigger market cap coins, and they're going to have to be tested. So kind of still fits in. It still fits with our narrative of, just we want the pullback to buy. But I think this is kind of telling us we're going to get that pullback just because of all the V bottoms in the bigger market cap coins. It just seems like to me that means that we're not at the bottom yet. The bottom's not in yet for these things.
Yeah, let's keep it simple and just put some bids lower. Oh, let's wait. We have time to get feels on this plan.
That's a good sign.
2023.
Yeah, it's a good sign in my opinion, because we don't want it to happen too quick. We want it to just sort of take, in my opinion, I'd rather it just take the whole year to just kind of figure itself out. No, I don't really want to see a ripping bull right here because it probably won't have much strength behind it. It won't last forever or very long.
What we can do, we can slow down or step up depending what we see in the market. We have only 0.5% buying on this 38 altcoin. We still need to fill another 0.5% to complete the plan.
Yeah.
So if we'll see the market is going down, we can buy 0.5 now. We'll fill the orders. If we'll see, 80% lower, we can buy the other half.
Yeah.
If we'll see weekly W, again, we can step up a little bit. But for now, we are exactly where we should be.
It's just going along like it should be, I think, too.
Yeah. Let's do the giveaway. So
cool.
I already loaded the tweets, the retweets, actually. And we have, 20, 19 available. Usually we get, I don't know, 15, 20 retweets. And I'll pick again one winner. So we don't have a drum. I'll just pick a winner and let's see who is this time. Saint-Jean, I know it's a follower and I know it's on Discord, I guess on general part. So congratulations, Saint-Jean. Let's just put a print screen so I have it. You have a 1 month premium membership. Just DM me on Discord and I'll give you access to the premium membership. For the next week, we have. Let me go on our Twitter page. I already pinned this tweet. If you want to win a 1 month of premium membership, just retweet this pinned tweet, and you'll have a chance. We'll do a draw next week. If you are already a premium member, and you win at the giveaway, you have the possibility. If you are a premium member already, you have the possibility to choose between another month on premium or a 1-to-1 with me, Stefan, or Kevin. This time is my turn, so if next week someone from premium will win the giveaway, you'll win actually a 1-to-1 with me, only if you want it. I think that's it from my part. Let's see. I don't know.
Cool.
If you have something else to speak about, Kevin, or if not, let's take some requests from the public.
Yeah, if somebody wants to throw something in the chat, I haven't seen anybody yet make any requests. But if anybody has anything that they want to look at really quick, we might be on a slight delay, so it might take a second to hear it. But other than that, what have I been? I mean, I kind of showed you what I was looking at this last week. Somebody's saying Raven. Oh, I haven't looked at that in a while. We could look at Raven.
Yeah.
Just on Binance here. Let's see, Raven. So, I mean, again, this is the same V bottom. I mean, a lot of these coins just have this V bottom. It's just not really. Ooh, that was a weird use of my marker, but that's not a real W. So right away, it is a V bottom. I could, kind of like Paul was just talking about on all these levels he was just drawing on these coins. I mean, I can see that as a level that stands out to me just against the, the old weekly W. That's a great level there. And you can see how they checked it there. You probably would have banged a double out. It looks like, more than a double. So yeah, you can see how that's a great example of like, this is what we want to see with most of the bids Paul was just talking about. We're bidding against the previous market structure breakout, and like right here, it just checked it and bounced, and of course it found support again here. So clearly that, what is that? Less than 2 cents is 0.0178. That's clearly a nice level for support. Up here where it's sitting right now, I don't really like the idea. It just made a new high this week, which is good, but kind of V bottom. So I don't really like structure here. I would definitely be bidding back down against the bottom of this range here if I was bidding on this thing. In terms of indicators, I don't know. That's not really a divergence, but nice RSI, at least upwards looking RSI, trying to break through the 50 line right here. And then I don't like OBV, so I'm not super stoked on this this OBV here because it's actually just M'ing out right now. But OBV's also just been kind of trending down with the downtrend. So I haven't seen a change in OBV yet. It'd be nice to see some sort of W here. I imagine what's going to happen with a lot of these, we're just going to probably come back and test the lows, and then that'll be a good time to buy down at the bottom. I mean, I do like anywhere along this W level seems like a good place for me. Technically, the moving averages aren't crossed bullishly yet. So yeah, probably just ranging like the rest of them, but I like it in general. Good location at least. ONT. I think I looked at this one recently. Why can't I type? What the hell is wrong with me? Okay, let's just look on Binance here. ONT, almost the exact same chart.
Bump, I guess.
Yeah, it did run up high. I mean, this is the exact same chart as Raven, really. I mean, the moving averages are closer to crossing. RSI didn't actually touch oversold, and OBV's looking a little bit I mean,
From what I
technically,
remember, sorry, Kevin. From what I remember on ONT's ontology from the 2018, I don't know, 2017, 2018. It's an old shit coin, has a
yeah,
lot
this
of
one's been
selling
around.
pressure. Yeah, has a lot of selling pressure above. So will probably take some time to range to accumulate again. Don't be in a hurry to buy that one. It's an old shit coin with a lot of selling pressure above the current price.
Yeah, fair enough. I would expect it to range just like Raven. This one did actually break the low here, which isn't a great sign. So there is the possibility this thing isn't done yet, and it might just dip to new lows again. You know, it's, because it made a new low here, we don't really have previous market structure to base a trade off of like Raven. So you know, we're basically testing the old low here. I don't like that. I was going to mention there is a potential OBV divergence though. So that would be like you know, hopefully I'd wait for a W to come in now. You know, I've got my divergence. So if a W came in, then I would go into hunting mode. But right now I'm just waiting. So nothing to do there, but it looks exactly like Raven. Somebody's
You
saying
can look
better
at
to
ONG. You can look at ONG is the ONT gas. Usually,
ONG.
yeah,
Oh, right.
is the gas token for the ONT.
Right. Kind of. I mean, it definitely has been pumping. You know, recently in the last couple of weeks has ran up, but I don't know. This one at least
Didn't
has a
broke the
structure
lows,
back
at least.
here. So at least we're holding the lows on this one, you know, and it's also a great location. I mean, even if we don't count that massive wick up, you know, even if we just went off of like there or something, you know, we're down at 88.6. Sorry. So you know, if you're into this idea, I wouldn't fault anybody for nibbling down here, but it doesn't meet my criteria right now. It's you know, does have potential OBV divergence. Actually, you could argue it was confirmed. Yeah, we actually got confirmed OBV divergence. Like, I don't know, something like that. It looks like we broke through there. So that was kind of this pump, though. You know, the OBV div came in. We got a pump, not on a kind of ugly W. You know, that's not a real W, but it is what it is. And it was against the previous structure. So I like this more than ONT just because it's got at least this base to work off of here. But the same thing still applies. Got to wait for like some sort of, you know, I would be just looking for like something to come in here, you know. But that's just what I see. And then Floki, heard a lot of people talking about this lately. I don't know if it trades. Well, it does trade on KuCoin. I don't know. Ooh, it hasn't traded for very long. Gate has, wow, that's a nice bottom there, but too late. You know, it's all well and good if you're long already, then yeah, great. But the time to get long was probably this W here, though. It's worth pointing out that W breakout right there would have been a really nice time to, you know, if you know what, I can't say much about this now. There's nothing I would do here now except I can, you know, I don't have divergence through here, but I do have a W in OBV, so it does fit my plan now that the W's in, that I can just draw my reload zones and work my bids wherever I wanted to. If I use that low, I kind of like to use the original low in these, like when there's a big wide W like this, I'm pretty inclined to use my fibs off of here, but I could see doing it off here. Either way, you can see the reload zone's way down here, so in this red candle, it would be like the reload zone, and then, you know, down against this level, to me, honestly, is where
88.6 for me. That level looks really nice. 88.6 could be a really nice limit order.
Yeah, so that's a great place to be a buyer. No, it might not come back down there right away, but we'll see. But yeah, right here, I mean, you know, you want to be long already in this thing. The fact that it's already gone, it's just not a good idea to buy right here. You could easily just wake up and prices back down here. So yeah, we don't suggest buying it up here at all. But I do like the levels down against the W's. So
yeah, I guess we are at the time, I don't know, 1 hour and a half.
Yeah, I think that we just went through a few names, and they all, you know, honestly, they all kind of look. This one looks pretty good structurally. That's why it popped, you know. And I'm sure I've also heard there must be some. It's newer. And I've heard a lot of people talking about it on Twitter and stuff. I don't know much about it, but so I guess this is one of the coins du jour at the moment. But yeah, it is what it is. Other than that, I think the story stays the same. Still working away at hunting bottoms here through the year, taking our time, being patient, trading on the side. Like for me, I'm trading, and same with Paul and a lot of people in the group. This is sort of like our slowed down plan, but we're in there trading every day. If you want to jump in the premium room, and we meet every day at the New York Open. I think a lot of you probably know that, and everybody's trading away on a daily basis. And actually lately it's been cool to see people are trading on chain a little bit more, which is something I want to make sure I'm paying attention to. Like I put some money on Arbitrum the other day, and I just want to start. I haven't done a lot of that in the past. I've mostly just traded on exchanges, so I just kind of want to make sure I'm doing that. And so I'm trying to. It's cool to see people in the group who already have a lot of experience with that, so that's helpful to me. And then I'm still.
Yeah, we have Carol, we have Zach, and not only. They love to trade on that.
Yeah.
On that in that way. For me, I'm an old guy. I like Binance. I like to day trade them every time. I prefer Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum. Some altcoins with Holy Grail indicator, but for me, it's a bit too much too.
Yeah, and it seems like a pain to me too, but I still want to I want to make sure I'm just staying active, because I think there's a lot of money to be made there, and it's also just kind of staying on the edge of crypto a little bit more as it's changing and evolving. So, but that's cool. So we basically represent most types of trading in the group. Hell, I like to trade options, but I even got a short off on that Bitcoin ETF this week, which is cool. That was my first trade on that. I guess I didn't talk about that in this show, but I was talking about with the community, the big Bitcoin ETF. I'm trying to work an options trading plan on that. So I had my first trade on that, which is cool. And so yeah, we're doing a little bit of everything. I like to talk about stocks and.
Yeah, but you have to come on premium part to see the stocks Kevin is talking about. The stocks he's buying. It's a bit more complex. It's not for the public, for general public.
Yeah,
if
and there's not tons going on.
Deeper, yeah.
Not right now, not so much in the stock market, but it is the same thing. It's like the bottom's trying to set itself up, so it's the same thing. I'll be working like a similar plan on stocks, but yeah, that's all in my. I'll be talking about those in my my room on the premium chat side of our server, and yeah, and so I don't know if you're hop on there, say hi. You can't post in my room, but at least feel free to send me a DM or something if you are interested in something or have a question. Other than that, I think I appreciate Bleeding Crypto taking the time to come talk to us today. It was great to hear his insight, and I think he's just another person that's hanging out with all of us that has a lot of valuable things to say. So, check out his group and what he's doing outside of our community, and maybe we can get him back on, a couple months down the road or something, just to get an update on what he's seeing. And we'll probably have maybe have a guest every month or so. We'll see how it goes, but we're definitely looking for some other guests to come on and talk, so just to get some other people's opinions. And so I don't know, look forward to that. We'll be back next Sunday and every Sunday going forward. And other than that, that's it for me. So Paul, do you have anything else you'd like to say, or Bleeding Crypto, do you want to pop in and say bye?
Thank you guys very much again for having me. I'd love to come back in a couple months to see where we're at. Like I mentioned before, guys, this is the time, to put the effort, learn from these guys. These guys are not so many mentors, real mentors in this space. So when you find them, look at me. I've been doing this for 6 years, and I'm still trying to get into other communities. And I've learned a lot from these guys. Even though I've been trading, there's still stuff that I just don't know. And as a matter of fact, here's a perfect example. I didn't know anything about fair value gaps or breakers until I heard Stefan talking about them. And that motivated me to learn more about it. And there's always room to grow, guys. You have to put your pride aside. You have to understand how great it is for us to find a community that you have like-minded individuals that are willing to help you to learn. And if you take advantage of that, you guys will go a very long way. And I appreciate your community and all the work that you guys put forth, Paul, Kevin, and Stefan.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you. And thanks for coming on again. Cool. Well, yeah, and learning curve is always on too. You're always learning at this shit. You never perfect it. So, cool. Well, let's just leave it at that. We're right at an hour and a half. So I think we hit our target for time. And I hope everybody has a good Sunday and good evening if it's night for you. And if you're on my side of the world, then I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And with that said, I'll just see all the community members probably in the New York Open session tomorrow. And other than that, I'll just say goodbye to everybody and have a good time. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.